And ready, 1, 2, 3, and we are live. And welcome to another day in the Milky Way, everybody. And here we go again. And tonight we are going to be talking about alien beings, as I see here, And tonight, of course, I have my lovely host, my co-host there, Trina. And tonight we got Lucky Stone, who's got dandelions in the background.
May bless you all.
And we got Big Al, who's on the road, and he's a little bit in the dark, but it's all good. So don't worry. And so tonight, and don't worry, I am on call tonight. So if the phone rings and I got to go to work, we just got to end it. Sorry, people. But anyway, Hopefully, cross your fingers, send me lots of love, and maybe it'll be good. And we're gonna work through this, and we're gonna do it as best as we can. So far, this week has been really good, so I am not too scared.
But right on.
But anyway, Al, before you lose signal, I want you to tell us all about the cards.
Like I said, Monday's a holiday. If the package is in, I'll just start boxing them up and getting them out to everyone. You know what I mean?
You're getting the cards out to everyone real soon then.
I'm gonna try my best. I mean, that's probably gonna take me a couple of hours at the post office Tuesday.
That's Mondays. Right. Now the thing is all those people that have ordered cards are going to be getting cards. Now, if they want cards, you got them on hand and you're going to send them out right away then, right?
Right. I got 60 extra decks.
Awesome. So when people listen, when you order a card deck now, Al's got extras and he's going to send them right out to you. So don't worry. It's going to be great.
So, I mean, especially if you want several decks for family, for gifts, I mean, if I'd have had them last year, I'd have sold them all.
Yeah. See that? I told you to get the whole 100 decks. And then if remember that phrase, wasn't that Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner? You build it, they will come.
Yeah. Well, I listened to your wisdom and I broke down and ordered them all because it didn't make any sense to order. I had like 40 of that, 39 or 40. I was like, oh my God, this pricing is terrible,
Yeah, and what the thing is once you get a few orders in, and then all of a sudden it comes in waves,
Right.
You'll probably have no problem getting rid of up to maybe 60 or 70 decks, and then that last maybe 10 or 12 will probably be really hard to get to go on. But hey, you'll get rid of the first big batch real fast, and then of course everybody will want a deck when you get to number 99.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm starting the second deck now, as you know. So.
Yep. Doug Stack is a joker. He's the Leo Joker. I seen the pictures. I don't have it on me, but I will have it for us next time. But it's a beautiful picture.
Okay. All right. So we need another Joker. Whoever wants to be a Joker, let me know. alsorello@gmail.com.
That's right. And his stuff is all in the stuff down below here in the description. Awesome. So don't you people worry about it. It's there. So go click on it. Get yourself a deck for now, one for playing and one for a keepsake or something, because guess what? I bet you $1 they'll never be made like that again.
Well, I mean, once I run out, if folks want, a few here and there, it's going to be pricey, man.
Yep, that's right. So get them now. And then when he comes out with the second deck, you know how it goes.
Right. Well, that'll be 100. Order of 100 as well.
Absolutely. Just get the 100 and people will get them. So
awesome. I got my t-shirt. I got my Be the Frequency shirt on, but I don't think you can see it.
Yeah, I got mine on too. Here, look at that.
Yeah, I had that on yesterday.
Well, good. See, it keeps you in the spirit of things. I was hoping that you didn't wear this one, because if we look like twins or something, kind of weird for tonight,
Yeah.
But anyway, we got a whole crowd full of people, and they're pouring in left and right, and they're all getting this good message about the cards. So I hope everybody gets it. And we're going to go through here. We got a few. 7P. Guess what? You got a sticker on the way. He won the sticker. And Max Vision's in the house. Dark Truth is in the house. Celia and Favor is in the house. Cecilia. And David Castle, of course, is in the house. And Susie Q. Nice to see you, Susie Q. We got Jill Jarrett, who's in the house. And let's see, who else did I? We got Brenda, Milky's mom, is in the house.
Mom.
And Pamela Jean, who sent me to her blog site to learn all about alien stuff. Thank you much for that. And so I hope she enjoys the show tonight. Because and we got Joanne Dance and Gypsy, who's in the house. Thank you for coming.
Hi, Jojo.
And, let's see, Mary wins. Mary, you have a sticker coming in the mail too. I did send that out. I am so happy to say that I did. Unspirited Woman's in the house. And she's probably been at the beach. I think she lives in California somewhere, and she soaks up the sun. Ain't that nice? And Michelle Can-Am Free, the love child girl who's spreading the love like you all should do too.
She is such a love.
Yes, thank you. She's all about the love. I just love that. And let's see, what else is there going on? We are going to talk about aliens. And I got a bunch of books on aliens. And before we do that, I am going to, you guys just talk amongst yourselves for a second while I pull up some stuff here. I tell you.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you all in chat. I'm in Sedona, so sorry about the car and bad lighting because, I'm doing the best I can. I had to find a signal. And it's a beautiful day up here. I wish you guys were with me. It'd make it a lot better.
Ooh, here we go. And look, I think I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I think I got it.
There you go.
And I'm hoping that it's working. Oh, what am I seeing here? This is it. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. I want to share it. I don't know if I got to share this whole thing. There. Can you see that?
Not yet. Hold on.
Oh.
Click it again.
Yeah, I see it. It's good. I see it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're good. It's coming. I'm checking. I'm double checking the screens because I got two screens, and I'm doing anyway. I want to go to. Oh, I gotta move us out of the way. I did this. Where did I put that one? No. Anyway. Okay, we are gonna do all kinds of aliens tonight, as you can see. We have aliens here. We got big-headed aliens. We got Bigfoot looking aliens. We got weird looking aliens, and we got the creepy aliens that we kind of all know. And we're worst of all, we got the reptoid aliens. So we're going to talk a little bit about all of these aliens. How about that? That's what we're going to talk about. Last week we talked about the spaceships and stuff. Now, the reason you guys were talking about all these aliens is the fact that we're doing what was it? Oh, the government is going to come out and release their list of alien stuff. I don't know if you think it's going to actually come by or true, or Trina, what do you think? And any of that?
I think that they're just another species of a genetic mixture of things, and I think they've been here long as we have, if not longer. And I think there's many different kinds, from the ones that look human, like the Pleiadians, and some of the different species that look like us. So we've got all different kinds, shapes and sizes. And I think that one of the unique things about Earth is that many of these star beings have a chance to incarnate in a human form. So I think that there's all of us on this planet. There's seven or so billion of us, or maybe even 8. We're coming from all over the universe. We came together to do a very important mission, which was watching the ascension of Earth from 3rd into 5th dimension. So I think most of the humans on this planet have star origins. Not all, but most. So with that, I think all of those different beings are probably, some of them your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your relatives. You never know.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, they're out there. Oh, shoot, I just lost it.
Yeah.
How did I?
Could even be it. They could even be your brother-in-law. Maybe that's why they always borrow stuff. They borrow stuff and they never bring it back.
Yeah, I know. I know. It ain't that terrible. Oh, the one picture that I wanted, and then I lost it. I'm sorry.
I think I wouldn't let it distract you, Robert.
Oh, I know. It's just bugging me. I run off the copy of this book. Now, if you guys haven't seen this, it was I had the copy of this book. Now, if you haven't read this, Wayne had read this book on his show, and this was a really good book if you want to know about aliens. Kind of the
what one was that?
Huh?
What was the name of that one?
Alien Interview.
Oh yeah, that was fabulous.
Yeah. Ariel the Alien. I had it. I made a copy of it. I was scanning all kinds of stuff tonight. And then what else taken off? Lucky, what do you got to say about all this alien stuff? Do you think the government is going to come out and release all the stuff? Do you think the aliens are real? You know, I mean, what's your take on this?
I think they're going to tell us what they think will be most interesting, but I always worry what they're hiding behind the scenes, because usually they say, hey, look at this over here, and then behind the scenes they're doing something far worse. It seems like what they release is just to keep our attention from what they're really trying to hide, and that's what scares me most.
Yeah,
well, we've always 1947. It was obvious that they came, they crashed. There was some kind of negotiation, whether some were alive, some were dead, some were dying. I've heard so many different stories about what happened in Roswell in 1947. Who knows exactly the whole truth? Because I swear they know we're going to tell them a little bit of truth, and then we're going to put all this conspiracy stuff around it so that no one's going to believe it. And so whatever they release right now, there's going to be truth in there, but there's going to be the sensational stuff. It's like, wait, that can't be possibly true. But some of it is true. Some of it, and it's the way they play the game. They have us played from the very beginning.
Yes, exactly. They're playing us from the beginning. Everything, and there's so much stuff. I feel like we're in a circus. They're doing that magic trick, the magicians and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this book, but I got quite a few books. The yellow book?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I've never heard of that book.
Oh, really? Okay. It's got all kinds of stuff in here. They were talking about when the UFOs started to come around. Guess who showed up after that? The Men in Black. And it says here, all things considered, UFO research has become pretty much of a circus today, just as we were talking about. Controversial sideshow skirting the edges of questions of silencers and mysterious men in black. And that's the thing. People who witness these things have been silenced by, a government guy, guy who shows up in a suit and looks all authoritative and says, hey, don't do that. You didn't see anything. Anyway, this book is really interesting. I got all kinds of little detail. I mean, it's are there more aliens heading towards Earth? I mean, that's the thing too. Have they been watching us?
Yeah, it's
All
their
this
job.
time?
They seeded us. They created us. Of course they would watch you.
Yeah. Or are they abducting us? Or are they giving us
Yeah, they're doing that too. They made an agreement with our government to take us.
yeah, well,
So they would get technology and they would get genetics.
oh yeah, of
And
course.
okay, so when you think about that, why would they have done that?
Yeah.
Why would they be coming here and trying to get genetics from this timeline? Obviously, because the future timeline genetics have problems, right?
That's true. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
think about it. This all makes total sense. So if there's a problem in the future with genetics and they're harvesting mass genetics right now, don't you think there's a reason for that? That means that a lot of these beings that are abducting us are us from the future that don't have the ability to reproduce anymore and that no longer can sustain any form of creation because
Yeah.
their codes are damaged through cloning and copying. Because see, when you're stuck into the pattern of the six or the sex or the hex matter, matter is an entropy system. It's like a battery that needs charged. The organic man template is self-generative and it self-generates itself through its own self. So it needs nothing and it doesn't need to feed or consume because it's complete and whole. It is absolute utter wholeness. So seems to me that we are here to try to protect and preserve. I think it looks like mainly above all might be the genetics, because obviously it was very valuable for the ones that are coming back from the future to take these genetics from their past to correct their deficit that was created through their manipulation of the codes.
Yeah. Exactly. But not all of them. See, now that's another one too. Let me see here. Let me see. We got these. Can you see that? Am I sharing that? Yeah. Okay. That one's working. I'm trying to figure out which one's working. So everything is double. I got two screens here. So anyway, we got these Nordic ones. Now these Nordic aliens look like people. Why would they need genetics? Do you think they're doing, they look like us?
Unless they don't.
Huh?
Unless that's just a sham, unless that's some kind of a hologram or some kind of a costume. We don't know.
That's what I was thinking, Lucky. I'm on the same path with that because I've always understood that that's a reptilian foundation. So I'm on the same path with that as you. I wonder if that's an illusion.
They're too perfect.
That's what I think, and that's why I wonder that. And I'm on the same thought wave with you on that. That's interesting.
Idealistic, and that's just not mine. That's the little guy who doesn't want to talk too much about this, but it's a game. It's a sham. I don't think the Nordics are real. I think they're just something else.
I do too.
But that's just my idea. I don't know. I don't know much about this stuff.
Well, and that's the thing too. Here, let me see if I'm trying to get more of these. Okay, so we did the Nordics. Okay, here we go with these guys. And where am I going here? I'm trying to pull up stuff and get it right. Oh, here we go. This should share up. Working hard at it here. And it's still not coming up. I'm a minute behind. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see E-bins in the gray or a tan, whatever he wants to be called, with the big eyes.
Yeah.
Big eyes, hole for nose, slit for mouth.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying. It's takes a second for it to come on the YouTube, and then
yes,
I'm like thinking
we're in a delay from YouTube.
Yeah, I know, and then that makes it hard because I'm wondering which one do I have up, and then a little later it shows on the YouTube and it goes, oh, I didn't have that one. Okay, it says here, I could guess you could say these technological name as the EBEs, the government referral to the extraterrestrial biological entities. but they call themselves Ebens. Now this seems to be more like the Greys. You know, now so many people say that the Greys abduct them and stuff, you know. It says the Ebens are from the Zeta Reticuli twin star system, Zeta Reticuli and 2, and are near twin fifth magnitude yellow stars, which are 38 and 42 light years away. In one instance, the Ebens claim it takes them 91 days to reach Earth from their planet, and another time they claim it took 9 months. Apparently they defy the time barriers and stuff like that. The Ebens planet Serpro, you know, and this is all stuff that, you know, evidence gleaned from both Betty and Barney Hill. Remember the two people that were abducted back in New York, back in, was it the 60s or early 70s?
Yep.
In New Hampshire,
New Hampshire. Okay, I knew it was up in that area.
Yeah, it's my area. It's actually, I don't live in New Hampshire. I live south of it, but I know the area. Yeah.
Now the thing is, you know, are the Greys, you know, like you were saying, is this all, are they pretending to be the Nordics? Are they?
No.
No, not at all. No. Greys are created.
Greys are created.
Most of them, unless it's the tall Greys. Those are,
they're the source of material.
yeah, they're organic. Yeah.
I don't know anything about this stuff, but keeping
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The little Greys, a lot of those are just biological dolls. They're workers. They're like little avatars for work specific function. So they don't have a soul. That they're different, but there are species of the aliens that have gray bodies that do have those, and they do have a consciousness that's not just artificial intelligence, hive mind programmed, except for most of them, I think, still do operate with a hive mind. Pretty high up chain.
Well, yeah, and then that's the thing too, is okay, we did those. We got these these ones here. I gotta get these ones up and here, and I gotta do that, and these. Okay. So now we got the bug people.
What,
These
Lucky?
Area 51 crashed. Why didn't aliens weren't too big about collecting the bodies? Because they were throwaways. They weren't that important. But it was important for them to use them as a gateway to introduce themselves to the people. Wow, that's a lot all at once. But yeah, I get it now. I always wondered about why they crashed, but no one came and picked up everything. They just let it sit there.
Disposable. Yeah.
And they let it. You know what? We're gonna leave it there. Let them pick it up, and then we'll come and introduce ourselves. Oh my God, that just makes a lot more sense now. I've always wondered about this, but never really thought too much about it because it was what it was, and it's what they told us.
Oh yeah. Well, and exactly, and it gave the government something to poke their finger, because, you know, if there was a real alien that showed up, what do you think the government's going to do? The first thing they're going to do is let's dissect them and see, you know, let's see what it's all about, right?
What was it?
They started having meetings with them and negotiating technologies.
But that's what I think. The ship crashed, and it was there for several days. You figure if the aliens really crashed, the people who it crashed, hey, we got to pick that up before those idiot little humans find out about it. But they left it there for the farmer to try to pick up, and then tell the government. And the government came to pick it up, and it was all a scam. The aliens were playing the American government. Yeah. Wow. It's all everyone's playing a game. From the beginning.
Yes.
It's a big chess game, and somebody's winning.
It's about commercial. It's all about commerce. It's just like it is now on our planet. It's all about commerce, materials, and one of the most profound materials you could possess is that of Earth and genetics of mankind. So yeah, it's just about commodities and commerce, trade, sales. Cattle.
Wait, the thing about they told about the Anunnaki came for the humans to collect the gold. but gold can be
Yeah.
found anywhere in the universe. What if the gold is the humans? What if this whole game is that they made us think that we were slaves to collect gold, but it had nothing to do with that. The humans were the gold.
Yes, you're absolutely spot on with that.
But this is,
Spot on.
I never thought about this
Spot
till right now. Like I said, I told Robert when he invited me, like, I don't know much about this alien stuff, but I guess when you start getting into it,
Well,
they
think
start,
about it.
well,
Think about it. In a system of entropy where everything dies, yeah, your flesh body dies, but they can harvest that soul power and pop you back in and make you work over and over and over again.
for the specific thing that they're looking
Yeah,
for, which they
for
can't
them.
gain.
Yes, for them.
But so we're the people like us who are focusing on this are probably their target. So why are they trying to repress us?
Because if they don't, then they're going to lose all their slaves. Because we're more powerful than they are. We just
But-
don't remember that. And that's what they're afraid of.
But
They
they keep,
use fear to keep us in line and keep us from tapping into our power.
but we're alert. But there are others who are just there. There are so many people that I meet every day who are, they're kind of like the Greys. They're not all there spiritually, physically. They're physically they're there. They're doing their job, but they're stuck on their which I've lost again. The things, you know, the things that everyone the black screen, the black mirrors that Wayne calls it. He's right.
Yeah. Your phone. Yeah.
I guess that's the way to tell. It's people who tend to lose their phone the most really don't care as much about it, but the ones who are just stuck to it.
Yeah, exactly. I noticed I'm like, I try to leave my phone alone as much as possible,
Right.
even though I'm on it a lot.
Exactly.
I try to put it down and walk away and not be attached to it. It's hard to do sometimes, but there you go.
It's very two sections. One section, you're addicted to it. You want it. You go, oh, I use it to film. I got, you connect with people. Other times it's like, I don't need this anymore. And I'll forget about it.
Yeah.
Crazy how we do these things.
Oh, I know. And I mean, I could use my phone to film and stuff, but instead, I got the real deal. I got a camera. And somebody says, well, why you use that big thing for? And I'm like, because it ain't connected to anything.
Right.
I got it on there and it's on there forever. Nobody can steal it.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. So what do you think of these bug people? Are there bug people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Definitely. There's ones that look like ants. There's the ones that look like the praying mantis. We've always heard, even from the Bible, about the Naga serpents, the upright serpent beings. Then we have the stories about the Mithra gods, and those are the fish-headed gods. And then we have all of the Egyptian stories with the bird-headed god of Thoth, and then you've got the cat-faced Sekhmet and Bastet. These hybrid things have been going on, but I'm pretty sure a lot of our intelligence probably does come from the insect world, because a lot of the talk when they say what people know about these different species, a lot of them have an enormous respect for the mantis beings. Apparently they can be very cruel and they can eat you, but they're very intelligent and they're very wise, and that there are a lot of positive polarized ones. So like Simon Parks, there's a lot of, he spoke of that he was raised by mantis being. And he's a very intelligent, gentle soul. So I think that these have been around for a long time. And like the Native Americans that say they came from out of the earth, they say that the ant people were the ones that brought them in the earth to save them, and they were the ones that brought them out after the earth changes were done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that one.
This one here is from the Draco constellation. A throbe. Yeah. Complete. They are plus or minus 4 feet tall. Oops. Oh, maybe all I got to do is do that. I was clicking on each one individually. How about that? Anyway, They are a degenerative clone form of a throbe. Have a low level of intelligence. Their specific job is to act as workers, as they are very strong. They are plus or minus 4 feet tall. Well, how about that one?
See how all these beings are created as workers.
Yeah. So who's running them?
Right. Well,
know,
like who's running those? Because that's a draconian. The draconian overlords are running that because that belongs to draconian.
Yeah.
Draco. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We got a par terrestrial code, whatever. This par terrestrial comes from several different parallel universes from the multiverse. When they accelerate or decelerate the frequency of vibration of their atomic structure, they are able to exist in our third dimension. The information was recovered from blah, 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 as well as other crash sites. We can't tell much about these beings because we don't have enough data about it yet. And then we got this bird looking thing. The name of this creature is almost impossible to repeat or even write. We call this intelligent creature XZ. They look like a single amoeba or jelly. Oh, that's that thing here. And then the mook, a very small and hungry creature with long arms, 3 fingers, wearing funny clothes.
Wow.
You know, where do they get these things from? But I think you're right with a lot of these. And then we have this thing here. It says the wag, would dig. I'll call him would dig. Looks like a primitive kind of primate, but he is intelligent being. Normally, he never wears clothes. This fact makes strong the idea that some people believe that the would dig is some kind of primitive missing link. It looks like a Bigfoot to me.
Yep.
You know, and they come, you know, I bet you they come here for relaxation, but it's not logical because we don't have the necessary supporting data and good research, because we talk about the X2, the mook, and the wagdig just for literal illustration or manner. Oh, here, the grays, extraterrestrial code, EBEs, wrongly, Okay, well, anyway, let's see if I can turn this down.
Wow.
Okay, I got this one. Ooh, here we got some reptilians, looking things. Several races, include some already discussed, make their home in the inner earth. See, and that's the thing. I had a buddy of mine who said, you know, how do we know all these aliens that we're seeing in the skies come from outer space? What if they came from inner earth, or they're already here in some faraway land, or, you know, that we just haven't been to yet?
I think that that specific species is organic to Earth, and I'm pretty sure, well, one layer of that species, and I'm pretty sure they've always lived in the underground tunnels, just like lizards and snakes. You know, that's their habitat. That's what they like. I'm pretty sure they're pretty similar. That's why they live in the underground tunnels.
Yeah, it says green people. Part of the survivors survived as part of the ancient Kushu and the Khotens, or green people. The Caspian Jaspers pagans or golden race. Part of the survivors survived inside a big group of mountains at the orient part of Earth. They created the Essets, the Eternals, some surviving people from altered genetic mutated, which caused the getting older to be incredibly slowed down, enabling them to live for eons. The Casmars, or blue race, some survive. I've heard of people talking about the blues. Some surviving people created the people of Lemuria and Atlantis. The survivors now live in inner earth, and some Atlanteans live underwater. The Delevans are surviving people that mutated from Casmar insectoids, very dangerous and primitive creatures. The legend of demons was born from the underground development race. See how sketch of the development, whatever it is. But anyway, yeah, that would be creepy.
Looks like the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's probably where they came from. It looks, I mean, if you've seen that, you'd probably say, oh my God, it's a demon, you know?
And then some of it sounds like, yeah. Well, some of it sounds like back in when I was a kid, there was something called Land of the Lost and the Sleeve Stacks. Had the green ones and the gold ones. I loved that show as a kid.
Oh yeah, I know. That was a good show. Went for quite a few years. It's just, and then, it was just kind of chintzy, but it was a pretty funny show.
Exactly. It was interesting. It's a kid
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, it was. But like here it says, I think that after there was a catastrophe somewhere, I bet you there was many races of people living here, because you see all these pictures and stuff, and look at here we go from reptoids, I mean, think of it, millions of years apparently of dinosaurs, and don't tell me there wasn't any reptoid people.
True.
That would make no sense.
Yeah.
And
I think they've been here a long time.
Yeah,
a long time.
But as the climate changed, I imagine that they either went somewhere else or died off too, just as if there was a big plague and the climate change, we'd die off too. I mean, really, in all respects, our survivability is in such a small range gap of temperature and conditions and things like that. I mean, if you go a little bit too hot or a little bit too cold, all the plants would die, and so would we. Not that we would die from the change, but all the things what we eat or
Right.
life-sustaining stuff would go away.
Yep.
We got, here's the Nordics, of course, and then we got these guys. This is a cold-blooded, like all reptilians. The reptoid is found to flourish in warm tropical climate. Now, I remember seeing pictures of, I'll post it on YouTube, of course, so you don't know if it's real, of, things that look like this, people caught in the jungles, I don't know if you guys have ever seen those. So, with imperfect respiration, providing just enough oxygen to supply tissues and maintain a process of food and combustion, their temperature can be raised only a few degrees above the ambient. The reproductive system of Paris, with eggs hatching in the oductive prior to birth. Okay, so yeah, see, this is what I was saying here. If you have this much room in a few degrees that you can live, and your climate changes, what are you gonna do?
Peace out.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna try to find some place, or you're gonna die. Yeah, you're gonna die out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And I like, really, is it that big of a deal? How many times have we done it before?
Yeah, even the human species is, I can't imagine like what would have what happened when there was the ice age. I mean, that would have killed out all of those, limited their area that they could go. Oh, here's your cloned zinctoid form, whose specific job is to act as controllers. They are plus or minus 4 feet tall. And then you have the replicants. They are a proto-zyanoid clone from a form of humans, whose specific job is to be a special outside agent completing research.
It's really weird, Robert, when you mentioned proto-zyanoid.
Yeah.
Very interesting. That says proto-zion.
That's like plant-based.
Well, Zion too is also the holy mountain of God. Zion is the most famous place in Jerusalem, or in Israel, other than the Holy Temple Mount. So Zion, that's profound. So that might show you guys where Zion goes. Through the genetic tree. You're looking at one of the relatives of that choice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we got these. See, and as you were saying before, they are cloned from those specific whose specific job is to act as controllers. They are plus or minus 4 feet tall. And here you got more clones. You got the controllers and you got the workers, it seems like.
Yep.
and they're made for a Pacific job. How every single time, Pacific job.
Yep.
And let's see here. Here the Z reticula 2 and first and second type normally don't deal with other life forms due to their position of servant. Here's a servant. The only kind of life form of both races is normally a servant called H-boot. H-boot are biological android with incredibly strong capabilities. Nordics and oranges normally use inorganic high-tech servants. Looks like a robot with eyes, but human-like, you know, organic robot.
Yeah.
Jeez. But I suppose, you know, that's what the government seems to be always trying to tell us. Oh, we're going to make you, combine with tech and hardware, and, you know, we're going to stick chips and wires into you and da, 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 da. Well, you know, where'd they get that idea from?
Good point.
Yeah. Anybody out there see one of these things? If you have, just let me know. Here's it. And obviously they've gotten these because look at, they got details of these things. Here's a detail of a EBE hand. Look at it. It tells you that they got bones and fingers and the whole 9 yards, you know. There's your 4-fingered dudes that, you know, people always say, you know, they either got 3 or 4 fingers. No thumb. We got the thumb. See, and with the 4 fingers, you ever think with the 4 fingers, you're limited on what you can do?
Yes.
So, you know, you can't really get out of hand or advance yourself if you got 4 fingers. You're always going to be limited.
Yeah, they say the opposable thumb is a really big part of what we are. We wouldn't be what we are if we didn't have 5 fingers. So there's something very special about that that's associated to our creation. And, you know, that to me always goes back into, I would always ask when I was little, what is so important about the hand? Because God would always tell me, you're my hands. I feel my creation through your hands. And I was like, okay, well, and then one day he was like, who, what, when, where, why? That's your hand. And those are all the answers to all the questions of everything that you could ever have about yourself. It's within the hidden 5 senses connected to the higher chakra systems. Because once you get out of the 7 seals and you can access your higher light, you get access to the God consciousness. And all of us have access to that. So yeah, I think that's the difference.
We are so, you know, we are really, I should say, lucky that we have we don't really know how powerful and smart and lucky we are. We have voice to talk. We have
which is
hands
higher chakra.
Yeah.
That's higher chakra too.
Yeah, and hands to do things. You know, I mean, we are like, I would say in the animal world, we'd be like the higher apex, you know, like the lion compared to all the other aliens. I mean, you know, we'd be an alien if we went to their world, put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. And I bet you Steve would like this one because he's always about this stuff. Here's another picture. And here they were, drawn alien ships. It looks like these little things are like, I don't know. It looks like little, what do you call it? Jellyfish flying in the air or something. It says the ships are, it says here, a form of advanced technology, which humans, of course, clearly would have had 2,000 years ago. The ships are dome-like with 3 tails coming out of each, which look like a propellant of some type, kind of possible lights shining down. Art historians who have studied the 11th century painting claim that the strange craft actually represents guardian angels. But during the Byzantine period, which was present in Southeast Europe and Southwest Asia up until the 1450s. Angels were depicted as human-like with wings. The unknown artist seems to have been telling us that these flying saucers were present during the death of Jesus. The faces likely mean that the crafts were piloted by people or beings that seemed to play a central role in the event. They must have been part of some crucifixion story, or at least it was taught by the Georgian Orthodox Church, where early artists and Orthodox Church aware of certain facts about ancient aliens that have been veiled from us today. What do you have to say on that?
I think it's really interesting because I just opened up my book when we were talking about the 5 fingers, and it says, this is from the Yahweh book.
Yeah.
Man through the 5 bodies has the ability, and those are the 5 energy bodies: astral, mental, emotional, physical, and causal. So those are the 5
thing again.
Yes, there's your 5, your hidden 5, the energetic part of you that you can't see. So man through the 5 bodies has the ability to evolve mental affinity and proclaim the universal versa multitude, which is the universal mind. The verisimilitude can't be achieved unless you can receive the divine light, the energy of the 5 bodies that have been aligned to you, your overself body, by the way of the Laoish, which is the column of light that ignites in your spine when you're activating the higher chakras in you, which are bypassed when you're getting beyond the 7 and you're activating the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th chakras. That's the hidden 5 that you need to access. And this is how it's done. It's done through the power that's in you, through the 5. So there's something about the power of our 5 fingers, that we have 5 energy bodies, and that those energy bodies don't drop with the flesh body. And your causal body is one of the memory keepers. So the causal body, if we think of as above, so below, part of your causal body, or the ability for you to have your Akashic record, probably would be held in the constellation of Pegasus, which is the representation of the hypothalamus in the brain.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, who was saying something about it the other day? Was it one of the other shows, and said, or was David Castle, in our brain, like you said, the brain. And he was saying, I see it. And his neighbor come over and he looked up and he couldn't see what he was saying he was seeing. He was pointing. He says, it's right there.
Yeah.
And, so, it just tells you the difference between people, or he's just not enlightened enough, or, he just can't see those things.
I think that's what the Bible always says: those with ears to hear shall hear, and those with eyes to see shall see. But those who have not ears to hear will not hear, and those who have not eyes to see will not see. So it's about vibration. And like I said, David's probably always sitting in his higher chakras, so he's able to see things and receive the frequency codes and the information from the higher vibrations that are all existing at the same time. But as we're antennas, so if we can't tune our radio station into that frequency, you can't literally perceive it. It's off your radar.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Luggy, you have like a higher vibration to see things.
Yes.
What do you see things? I mean, well, we all know that you're going to see things that other people don't. And then, can you determine the difference between if you would see an alien or, something else?
Right now, I don't know, because everything I see is pretty straightforward humanoid, but that might just be how they're presented because they're all energy beings. So all the guys I'm dealing with are individuals, they're all energy beings. And for the most part, they're pretty children-like, which is nice. And even the ones that are adults were human beings who were just stuck here.
Yeah.
But
Lost.
none of them have ever been questionable, like animalistic human hybrids, nothing like that. Although I was really into Egyptian mythology, and I actually had divination cards that had all Egyptian hieroglyphics, stuff like that, which I loved. So I would be a perfect target to trick me in that kind of stuff. And the closest I got was just a meditation with the thought-like being, but it was never in the physical. It was always in the spiritual side. So no, I've never met anything that was questionable. Everything was basically humanoid, except for the forest children, which are more amorphics, blob-like, children-like bodies, but nothing like any of these. But I don't know. They're not like the aliens. They're also very tiny and very, very tiny and fun. The forest children are basically just forest spirits. They appear something that would be easy for me to understand. But aliens wise, I don't know. For me, aliens are kind of like a separate chapter of it's basically like the Encyclopedia Britannica. I'm at the A's through the E's, and the aliens are somewhere in the Q's, even the W kind of area. Not area that I don't know that kind, because there are so many aspects of spirituality, so many aspects of those other side. There's so much out there that I don't even know anything about it.
Well, and that's the thing. None of us probably know any more than you do. I mean, I can read all these books I want, and I can do all these things, but it ain't like I've met up with one. Right. I mean, some people have. There's some people in the chat room that have actually encountered these people.
What if most of us have, but we just don't have access to the memories?
That's another good thing. Okay, and that brings us up to this one. But anyway, yeah, the thing is accessing your memories, and if they can figure out, they have this technology. Our brains are like easy to wipe. I mean, I watch people
they're based on magnetics. So you can get hit just like if you put a big magnet up to a mainframe on a computer, it'll zap it. It breaks it. It'll never work again. It destroys the function of the brain. So we're the same way. It's unfortunate, but we are kind of the same.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, so here we got a case that I thought this was cute, and it was anyway, I was told that I should read this one. I don't know why, but this one come up. So they have everything but love. So this is a little short,
empathy or compassion.
Yeah.
They don't feel.
Yeah. So we are so lucky that we feel. I mean, we got it going on. And it's like this. If you lived 100 years ago and you had 2 pieces of clothes, like I remember reading the lady to have, of the house would have a dress for all week, and then she'd have one for Sunday, and she was tickled to death. Now women have so many clothes that they wear them once and they get another one. I mean, same with me. I got a whole wardrobe of clothes. Look at me and Al. We were doing our shirts. Which shirt am I going to wear today? 100 years ago, I'd be lucky to have 2 shirts to my name. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to read this real quick. Kelly Robinson's mother, Diane, had an experience which she calls a dream, but is clearly connected to the UFO encounter of her family. Diane recalls being taken into a room where she was shown babies were genetically altered. First revealed by researcher Bud Hopkins, these rare cases involve abductees who are told to hold and nurture babies that appear to be half alien and half human. In most cases, there is little information exchanged. Diane, however, was given a brief explanation. She recalled being taken to a room where she saw a large contraption shaped like a Christmas tree, but instead of branches, there were incubators filled with babies. Diane was told to pick a baby and hold it. She refused because the babies appeared to be deformed. Diane said every one of them had something wrong with them. And she said it was sad because it wasn't planned that way, that they had all these things wrong with them. She said that they had everything but love. She said that's why I'd like you to take one of them and love it. They have problems. They are different, but they still need love. Diane was unable to overcome her revulsion and refused to hold the babies. Following the experience, all the UFO encounters of the Robinson family ended. So my big question then is these aliens don't even know how to love? They don't know how to shed compassion? Like you were saying, they just don't have it going on, do they? You know what? I don't even know I don't know what it would be not like to not love.
I think that's the difference between us and most of what else exists out there. That's why we have something very special about us, because somehow we literally do have this profound emotional capability, which is what's the missing link for most of the other things that it seems like the human species is running into. And these things don't have any empathy, compassion, and they can't feel. So you have these hybrids and they're still connected to the human species, and that's why they'll die if they don't get love. Human babies will die if they don't get love too. So, but see, what is this going to do when they have this emotional capacity and the power of an emotion, but they have no guidance system to keep them from doing horrible things because they can't feel love?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
That's a bad deal. That's a weapon.
Then the question would be to you would be is if you have because we're all human, when our mothers held us and they spread the love to us, is that love like contagious, like catching a sickness or a flu or something, and you gotta have it or you can't exist?
Robert, I think it develops part of your brain. And I think it also develops part of the ganglia and the solar plexus. And I also think it is the carrier that controls and produces the effects that your spine will be able to process. So literally, it's what creates our antenna. So if you don't get that proper stimulation and that proper love, you're not going to be running on all full signals until you can rectify that yourself as an adult. But those are formative problems. So this is what I'm seeing is that's the magic element that forms the perfect child, the perfect body. It comes from that love. That's why they were saying the ones that didn't get love, they weren't coming out right. They weren't forming right. They were having issues. I think it's starting in the heart center. The heart center is creating a frequency that produces neuro receptors to activate within the brain, and those send signals down the spine, and that is the activation of what we call the messenger of God. So they can't hear God because they don't know compassion, empathy, and love. Because creation, it needs to be compassionate about what's happening within creation. It needs to be able to know right from wrong, because if it didn't, it would cease to exist, because it wouldn't know how to correct an illness, a disease, a wrong thought, a bad vibration. And if it couldn't correct these things, eventually it would destroy. And creation is eternal. So with that, the safe proof essence, that's the magical part of it, is love.
Wow.
But we have an issue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Compassion. You're talking about compassion.
Yeah.
Compassion is not doing too well in the current situation we live in.
No.
And it's been taken away from us for the past year with this pandemic, where we're actually getting people, we were fighting so hard to deal with, the isolation, and it's taken away some of our compassion. So we're being manipulated to be more like, because
Yes.
the problem is,
Yes. Yes.
love.
This is Lucky. This is what I've seen my whole life, is that this right now, this moment that we're in, is the choosing. This is the wheat and the chaff. This is the separation, and the ones who are connecting to this new protocol in the arm, it's going to transpersonal humanize them, and that will bring a different frequency into the body, and it will have a more magnetic essence to it. And the more magnetic your presence is the more density you can take on. So they're going to be going into a third density expression, while we're going into a higher density expression. And it's simply going to be based upon the magnetic effects of what's happening to the frequency in the body. But this is when you have to choose. You have to choose. And I knew that there would be a choice that we had to make. And I knew it was going to be hard, and it was going to separate a lot of people from one another. But this is the evolution of the soul. And part of the souls are going into those transpersonal humanistic situations, and some are going into a different state of understanding more about what it means to be man. And man is the union of the mother and the father existing as the Christ, the perfect whole androgynous man, which is profound, and it's above the angels.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
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 But
I've seen a hybrid, Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last January, I was at Donuts Pass in Northern California, and we got held up at a way station. And the state officer was getting impatient with us. So after about an hour, after we were managed to reposition the pallets in the trailer by removing the tractor from the trailer, backing up to the back doors, got permission to break the seal, used the snow chains to pull the pallets back, and then we were still overweight by 40 pounds. So when I went back inside, I said, well, we got everything squared away. And I said, are you going to issue us a ticket? He looked at me, Robert, and his eyes went slanted like a lizard. And Trina, I know you've seen this. His eyes went slanted just like a lizard and said, you'll be receiving the bill in the mail. And then his eyes went back to normal. And I was like, yeah, what did I just see? So I think this hybrid's out there for sure.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And there's not only hybrids too. Like I said, this is about a frequency. What do you have the ability to lock your dial into? I've seen eyes go black, and I've seen eyes go white, straight white. So, I mean, those are when things are jumping into those bodies and they've taken over the control panel per se. So I think we've got a multitude of things that are going on, and that's one of them.
I mean, it was scary to see a human's eyes turn like a cat's eye, a lizard, horizontal to vertical. In other words, when there was someone being upset, okay, it's almost as if they're draining their energy to keep them to look like a normal person. But when they get upset, it was almost like he was losing power, and his eyes just flicked.
Yeah.
So that really, that's when I became a believer, right then and there.
It just tells you they are among us somewhere. You know, you just gotta catch it
Well,
out of the corner of your eye, and then
that's why they say too that the eyes are the window to the soul. So
Right.
yeah, you can see
I
some
mean, he was
stuff in
right.
the eyes. Yeah.
He was right in front of me too, because there was a countertop there, so he was maybe 2.5 feet away from my face, and it was clear as day, and I'm like, okay, I better leave now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take your ticket and run while you still can.
I didn't end up paying for the ticket. The company did because, but the bottom line is, some of these folks that are in law enforcement, I question the validity of whether they're, hybrids or not, the way they act.
They could be anywhere though. They don't have to be in law enforcement. They could be
That's
actors. I mean, I've seen plenty of shows where there's an actor or reporter or something that's on the TV and they're looking straight at the camera and all of a sudden their eyes just go, and somebody catches it later and it's like, holy cow, what did we just see?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just shake your head and think, what the heck?
What did I just see?
Anyway, this has been a long, quite the show tonight. I mean, man, well, we got into our time, but I just want to tell everybody, this show was really hard to put together and really exciting and feels dangerous all at the same time because, it's one of those things nobody wants to talk about, but everybody wants to talk about, but nobody wants to step up and confront.
It's on the mainstream media almost every night right now. So it's time now to start having these discussions because, most of the people in this soul tribe, boy, we understand this stuff. A lot of us have been inside and out. A lot of this tribe has been, I'm sure they're abductees. Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on with that. But, there's a lot of people that are waking up right now. So this information to cover it, it's going to help fill in dots for some of us who aren't as new to it, but it's really going to help out people who literally have no clue and they need a basic foundation because this is going to freak them out, the ones that don't have any foundation, because guys, it's coming soon.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to shout out to Pamela Jean, who's been talking about some of the stuff in the chat. Pamela, you want to put up your blog spot? I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, and I don't want to try to look it up on my phone, but put that in the comments section for everybody so they can go check it out, because I read it. It was really good. Thank you for letting me read that, and point me in that direction. But it is really important that we do get it out. I've been listening in on Tucker every night. Now I know that the government is going to give us a bunch of yodeling and hoodling about this, that, and the other, and I don't think you could really believe any of it. Maybe there's going to be a hint of truth enough so that you'll believe, and then the rest is going to be whatever.
Right.
So you make up your own mind, do your own research. But it was if you're gonna know who you are, you gotta know who they are, and once you know what they are, you're gonna appreciate yourself that much more.
I think when you understand what they are, you really start to have a deeper understanding of the commerce that's happening, not just here but in other places. And I think this is part of the bifurcation, and part of the separation is I think humanity is tired of being slaves, the ones that are woke. And we've graduated. So we're going into a position where we are going to be of service to others, and we're going to love it. And it's not because it's forced, and we're still going to have free will, which that might not be an option if you go to the denser experiences with your soul. But like I said, we're in that denser experience right now. And a lot of people think this is the most wonderful existence in all existences, when this is one of the hardest and the worst existences that you could be existing on. But we got called many of us to come here at this time to be able to tune into these frequencies and be the love and be that positive force that can save a lot of the ones that are ready to move into a higher vibration and they know how to get there and they've done the work, they're graduating.
Yeah.
And the other ones, they're just going down a different path, and that's okay too. But this is coming, and it's hard and fast, and it's happening now. So
Yeah.
make your choices, and Godspeed to all of them, and hoorah.
I just don't
Right.
think this is the worst, though. I'm enjoying this time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having a phenomenal time because I've decided, okay, and I found so much.
Yes.
Because I love myself, but I've been having the time of my existence. It's been phenomenal the last few years, and I've been fighting depression, anxiety most of my life. And these last few years, pre-pandemic, and now I've just found so much. So I think this is phenomenal. I mean, you might say this is the worst time, but for me, this is the best time of my existence. But that's just me, I guess.
No, it's awesome.
agree.
Yeah.
I
It's
agree.
awesome.
I agree. And I don't know about you, but as I get older, when I was a kid, I just, and younger, you go through life and you don't think about things so much, but as you get older and wiser, you start appreciating everything. And then you're using your knowledge. And then, like you said, it's like you start enjoying and really learning, and you're getting, once you get woken up, like you said, you're having the best time of your life. I am too.
I am too. I really am too. But when I was waking up, there's rough patches with that when your reality gets taken. And a lot of people are going through that right now because they're literally new at this, and they're getting woke and shook, and it's hard for them. So, it's everybody's experiencing different parts of it because we're going through it at different times. So but we're all doing it together.
Trina, you were saying, well, when someone says, well, geez, I wish I was 20 again. And you made a good point about, well, why the hell would you want to go through that bullshit again? Why would you want to do the same thing again?
Right. I want options. I want to know if there's other planets that are more positively polarized than this, because I know that there are, because I can remember them. There's so much that we don't remember about what we are, and what we are is infinite potential. So be careful to lock yourself into any cage, because anything that you do with that is going to be of your own doing, because you are that powerful and nobody could do it for you. Only you can manifest that for you, because you do have that power.
Yes, exactly. 100%.
Yes.
That's the problem. Yes. Exactly. Only you.
Yes.
I've had that conversation so many times that they said, oh, you triggered me. And I'm like, no, you triggered you. What I said brought something out of you. But what I said might have been a little bit over the top, but you're the one who picked it up and made it part of you. And yes, and I accept that. I accept it, and I get pleasure in driving people crazy, but that's just me. That's the lower part of myself. But in the end, I'm giving them compassion. I'm doing it from the most compassionate place. So even though I should feel sorry for hurting somebody, in the end, they're better for it. That's a compassionate act. And I'm not worried about that anymore. That's why I'm having the best time of my life, because I'm seeing the whole picture. I'm like, yes, you're offended, you're hurt. It's coming from a place of compassion, and you're going to be better for it. And I'm not really harming you. I'm bringing your better part out of you.
It's so funny. Galatians 4:16 Bible. I have now become your enemy because I have given you the truth.
Well, it's just like the butterfly effect. Let's say you could go back 20 years, but you had all this knowledge now. It still wouldn't work because of the butterfly effect. You'd screw everything up.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Yes. That's why I think so many problems started to happen, because people started to realize they could time travel, and they were trying to fix things, and through trying to fix things, they actually made things worse. So we're in a
because everyone has their drama in life. Oh, I want to go back and I want to fix this and fix that. I get all this knowledge. You would totally screw everything up.
Well, everything that's happened in your life happened for a reason to bring you to this point.
Yes,
to make you
exactly.
a better person.
Right. Yeah. And we all make mistakes. We all, say things we shouldn't have said, this and that, but it's all part of the learning curve for the next
Exactly.
dimensions, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Mistakes are not.
There's a lot of things I have said that I wish I could retract, but guys, you can't do it. You can only learn from it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mistakes are not tragedy if you're learning from it and if you can have a path forward to improve. Every mistake you make, as long as there's some benefit from it, it's a learning process and it's not a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as the recipient on the other side realizes, that there's issues going on with everyone. And hey, heat of the moment, we all do stupid things. We say stupid things,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just don't keep
blizzards
saying
that
them
the
over and over.
eyes turn, Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So anyway, that is all good. Lucky, you got any last words?
Love you guys.
Favor to you all. Favor and bless you all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And since I have the shirt, I can say, be the frequency you want to receive.
Awesome, Al. I want to tell everybody for tonight, have faith in yourself. Believe in yourself. Create your own sacred space. Lay your hands on the ground and create your own little sacred space. And then believe in yourself and have faith in yourself. And life will get much better. Trust me. It will be awesome. And with that, I love you all. Be the
Love you
frequency you
all.
want to receive.
Compassion to you all.
Love you.
There we go.